Oh, you gotta delete the old link out. Makes sense. Wow. No bank students here.
I don't know what happened to the pre-intro roll, but
Thanks for joining us online for this broadcast of Banks Braves High School Athletics on Westside Mobile Media. Banks Braves Athletic broadcasts are brought to you by Jason Bond Remodeling, Jim's Market, Sarah Hesselman, Premier Property Group, Christy Van Meter at Caliber Home Loans, La Hayes Custom Embroidery, Banks Post Newspaper, Wana Credit Union, Main Street Pizza, Scoggins Creek Coffee, Specialty Screen Printing, GorgeNet ISP, Econo Fab Pole Buildings, In Likeness of You Party Events, and Oregon Army National Guard. Now, here's the voice of Westside Mobile Media, Trevor Beard, alongside color analyst Jonathan Lee.
Welcome to this broadcast of an OSAA OnPoint Community Credit Union State Championship event. Serving more than 480,000 members, OnPoint Community Credit Union is the largest locally headquartered credit union and the proud title sponsor of OSAA State Championships. Your local Toyota dealers are proud to support the OSAA. Visit Toyota.com or your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places. The OSAA Radio Network is presented by Pacific Office Automation. Problem solved.
No, I don't think we have enough time, but quarter
I always
breaks.
took 60s in between
Well,
quarter
do you think
breaks
we can get back in
and
time without
halftime.
missing? If you think we can get back in time without missing anything?
I always got back with ample time. I had enough time to talk about school. I always We welcome you to the Pacific Northwest on this Saturday afternoon. The Pacific Northwest, like a lot of the country this week, has seen some just extreme winter weather. I'll put it that way. We've seen snow in the last 48 hours. We've seen temperatures drop to the teens overnight. Some locations into the single digits, like the opponent for tonight's game. But we have warmed up, and we are ready for some basketball. Hello, everybody. I'm Jonathan Lee alongside Trevor Beard here on this OSAA OnPoint Community Credit Union 2023 Class 3A Girls Basketball State Playoffs second round game. A lot at stake in this game here tonight. It is for the right to move on to next weekend's Elite 8 State Tournament in Coos Bay, North Bend, that will take place at North Bend High School and Marshfield High School. The winner of tonight's game will be playing the opening game of that Elite 8 State Tournament. It'll be next Thursday afternoon at 1:30 at North Bend High School, and they will take on the winner of the Riverdale Pleasant Hill game that they'll be up against No, they won't take the Riverdale Pleasant Hill game. That's another game. But they will play at the Thursday afternoon game at 1:30 at North Bend High School. But that's down the road. What's at stake here tonight is they got to face off against each other at Banks High School. We are talking about the number one team in the state of Oregon for 3A basketball, the Banks Lady Braves, here on their home floor where they have never lost a game this season. The opponent tonight, it's the upstart Burns Hilanders, number 17 in the state. They just knocked off the number 16 team in the state, the Brookings Harbor Bruins, 43-35 back on Tuesday. This game was supposed to be played out on Friday night, but because of the extreme winter weather, it got moved here to this Saturday afternoon at 2 o'clock, and it's actually now for Banks as a part of a double header, as their boys team is going to play at 4 o'clock against the St. Mary's Medford team. That game, 4 o'clock. We'll also have that game here for you along the network as well. But before we get to that, we got a huge game here tonight. And these Burns Highlanders, as I bring in Trevor Beard, they have already won a game on the road this season. And so they're going to be looking to do the same here. And hope that road magic comes true here in Banks.
Yeah, St. Mary's a team that we don't know a lot about on the boys' side. They officially finished 5th in the Far West League with a losing record overall, the last team to get in the OSAA 3A boys' second round. And they defeated Vail on their last game to get here. Jonathan?
Yeah, so these Burns Highlanders, as we were saying there, Trevor, something going on with Trevor's mic there. But as we were saying, these Burns Highlanders coming off of a road win at Brookings Harbor. Now they have to take the other extreme here a day later, but they're looking to pull off that road magic once again at Banks High School. As we bring in Trevor Beard.
Test. Can you hear me? Okay. Yeah, St. Mary's having a little bit tougher time to get to the playoffs tonight. They defeated South Umpqua in the 5-versus-4 game in the Far West League playoffs to advance and be the last team in as the 20th seed in the 20-team tournament. They defeated Vail in the play-in round on the road over the weekend. We don't have the boys roster in front of us, but...
We're talking about Burns.
Oh, okay. For the Burns Lady Highlanders, a little bit worried about their size for our first game today, as they have a 6-foot player in Akila Kaino, also 2 5'10" players with Kyra Roby and Brooklyn Montague. Banks with no player taller than 5'11", but Alex Saunders at 5'11", and Madison Walker, complementary players with Walker being a post down low, and Alex Saunders, even though she has post size, plays more like a guard with her defensive capabilities and her ability to steal the basketball, which has led to a lot of transition opportunities for Banks this season, which the key to their wins this season has been their defense. They've only averaged about 53 points a game, so not a team that scores a lot, but several times this season they've held opponents scoreless in a quarter.
Well, we've got about 6 minutes to go here before we start this game, so we're going to break away and take our first break. You are listening to the 2023 OSAA OnPoint 3A Girls Basketball State Playoffs second round, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union.
What's stopping you from going to school and learning new things? Or buying an old car to make it new again? Do you dream about building a business, exploring new places, or even buying your very first home? Whatever you're trying to do, OnPoint Community Credit Union can help you do it. With low-interest loans, credit cards, business banking, and more. OnPoint. People are the point. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
Want to give your kitchen or bath a fresh new look? Jason Bond Remodeling has over 20 years experience fabricating and installing stone countertops and can upgrade your home with the countertops of your dreams without the dreamy price tag. They pride themselves on quality and customer satisfaction. They also offer cabinet installation and will do their best to beat any bid by 10%. Based in Washington County and will service most Portland area locations. For quality kitchen and bath remodels, call Jason Bond Remodeling at 503-430-0145.
Welcome you back to Banks High School here in Banks, Oregon. A day later than we were supposed to start this game. It was supposed to be Friday night at 5 o'clock. As it turns out, though, it works out great for both of us with work schedules in the Portland metro area. That's not why this game, it just happened to be. That's a coincidence. We would have made it work out if it was on Friday, but it's just because of all the extreme weather out there. It's been very cold the last couple of days, and, that could play in sometimes to not so much here for Burns here tonight, Trevor, because they just played on Tuesday night down in Brookings Harbor. It can throw off the rhythm a little bit when they know that they're going to play on a Friday. But for the Banks Lady Braves, it's been about a week now since they played.
Yeah, and a tough game in the loss to Corbett in the title game of the Coastal Range League. But the only team that's beat Banks this season has been the Corbett Cardinal. Otherwise, Banks has defeated all their other opponents, including beating Corbett once here at home in a game that went all the way down to the wire before a Madison Bixby layup at the buzzer to win it at home.
Yeah, you talk about the series for the Banks Braves against the Corbett Cardinals, coming in 1-2. They met 3 times this series, and if you look at the bracket, if Banks was to get through, if they can, end the upstart, the Cinderella run for Burns here this afternoon and get to Coos Bay, North Bend, Banks really has kind of a favorable matchup to get to the championship game, which they could play Corbett or Sutherland. And, my money, if I was a betting man, my money would be on for that state championship game to be again between Banks and Corbett, because they've already played 3 times this year. I mean, what's to say another one to make it 4 times and to try to go 2-2? But Corbett also, if they're to do that, they would have to knock off the number 2 team in the state, which is the Sutherland Bulldogs. It's just been a machine. They've been chewing up and spitting out every team that gets in their way on the path to the state championship, which will be on March 4th. It'll be a week from today. Hard to believe, Trevor, but a week from today, we're going to crown a state champion in 3A girls basketball.
Well, if the Banks Lady Braves do win tonight, they would advance to the first game of the quarterfinals at North Bend High School on Thursday at 1:30. Yep. They would take on the winner of either Lakeview or De La Salle. That game going on over in North Portland.
It'll start at 3 o'clock this afternoon at De La Salle North Catholic High School. But of course, in that matchup, if you were to look ahead in that matchup, it was just in that bracket of the 4 teams that are in that little mini bracket of the quarterfinal bracket. Banks has played 3 of those teams and won. Only one of them they haven't played against. That would be Vale, and then of course De La Salle North Catholic, or but they're in that bracket. You got the 4 seed in there. You've got in the 3 of the. Basically, I was looking at it, you've got 3 of the 4 teams in there that Banks has beaten this year, including Amity is in there, and Valley Catholic and Westside Christian in that little mini quadrant right there. But we're going to pause and step aside and come back and go through the starting lineups for these teams and get you set for today's second round action.
Want to give your kitchen a bath a fresh new look? Jason Bond Remodeling has over 20 years
basketball
experience.
state playoffs presented today by OnPoint Community Credit Union.
Jim's Market in Banks is an institution serving the community for generations. They're actively involved in events and athletics from the youth league to high school level. Let them serve you with their locally grown fresh produce, fresh bakery items, including custom cakes, and quick hot food from their in-store deli. Jim's Market, conveniently located at the south entrance to Banks.
Same great smile, same great service, but a brand new location and a great new team. Sarah Hesselman Group is still proud to support Banks High School athletics, but has now joined the Premier Property Group real estate team with new offices located in Bethany. If you're thinking about buying or selling a home, contact the Sarah Hesselman Group, Sarah at sarahhesselman.com, or call 503-313-0748.
High school as we get you set for this OSAA OnPoint Community Credit Union State Championship event. It's between the Burns Hilanders from Harney County and Eastern Oregon of the state against the Banks Lady Braves. Starting lineups being introduced right now for the Bruins Hilanders in their road purple uniforms, kind of gray actually. They got gray, but their school colors are purple and gold, but these road uniforms are reminiscent of the Washington Huskies uniforms with the gray tops and shorts and gold numbers, they've got gold burns across the chest and purple numbers with gold outlines. So purple numbers, but it's very sharp on the back. So the starting introductions, Addie Robbins getting the start for Burns. Also Maddie Woodbury in the lineup. I also saw Caitlin Horrell starting on the post. Some big size, couple of 6-footers, couple of 5'11" players for Burns. We'll see how the Banks Lady Braves match up with that. Starting introductions being introduced for the Lady Braves. Pretty similar to what we've heard on the Westside Mobile Media all this season. Starting is Alex Saunders at one guard, a senior. Right behind her is a junior off guard. That would be Jocelyn Janisek. Will be coming back next year with some great experience. And then also starting Madison Bigsby, kind of a wing post type of player. Madison coming in at 5'10", 5'8". Here's the 5'11" post. The other 5'11" post for Banks, Madison Walker, a senior, and she's the one that distributes everything for the Banks Lady Braves. She is the point guard extraordinaire. Her name is Haley Evans, coming in at 5'8", senior. Starting introductions are introduced, and now we pause and honor America with the national anthem.
So proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watch
Starting introductions have been announced. The national anthem has been sung. And now it's just time for these two teams working for the rights to go to the south coast of Oregon next weekend. The number one Banks Lady Braves coming in at 24-2 this season. Only 2 losses coming to the Corvette Cardinals in their league. They also had some epic battles in the 4A last year, but they're meeting the Burns Highlanders coming in here from Harney County in eastern Oregon of the state to try and knock off the Banks Lady Braves and give them their first loss of the season here at Banks High School. Who will win? We're about to find out as the two teams will jump it up. It's going to be Kyla Kino jumping up for the Burns Highlanders against Madison Walker for the Banks Braves. Here we go. Jonathan Lee along with Trevor Beard, and we are underway. First tip controlled by the Highlanders. They'll be going left to right as we view things on the screen here tonight, this afternoon from Banks. Three-pointer from the right corner is up and through for the Burns Highlanders. Splashing that in is Ashley Wright. So Banks find themselves trailing for the first time this season at home, 3-0. First time in a while. Here we go. Madison Bigsby has it off to Evans, over to Janisic, lost the ball in the corner, turnover to the Burns Highlanders. Here comes Burns on the brakes. It's Kino all the way down the lane, throws it up off the window, no good, but the rebound to Wright. That doesn't fall. Rebound coming down to Banks, and we got a foul in backcourt. It's a hold as Haley Evans got the ball. And picking up the foul, Maddie Woodbury. Her first foul of the game for either side. Non-shooter, so here comes Banks. They'll walk it up the floor. Evans, as soon as he gets it across the line, gets it to Bigsby, back to Evans. Swing it back over to Janisic. Pulls up a little backdoor shot pass, and couldn't quite hang on to it was Madison Bigsby, and she lost it out of bounds, knocked out of bounds, so Banks will put the ball back in play. With 7:02 to go in the first quarter, Burns leading at 3-0. Haley Evans to inbound, looking for somebody to get it into. Finds right there underneath the basket was Madison Walker, but dribbles off to get some more space. Ball tipped out to Bigsby. Going to drive inside at the free throw line. Stops there and gets it out to Haley Evans. Three-pointer no good. Rebound pulled out of the air by the Highlanders, but ball stolen in back court for a second by Saunders. And here come the Highlanders. Woodbury. Kick it over to Robbins. Addie Robbins has it right side. Back to Woodbury. Top of the key. Now swinging over to Ashley Wright. She'll take up a three-pointer from the left wing. No good. Rebound tipped around. Controlled by Madison Bigsby. Doesn't have the numbers, so wisely pulls it up and gets it off to Haley Evans to run the offense. Haley in between the circles. Now back over to Janisic. Cross court to Bigsby. Right wing. Madison going to drive in between the circles. Stops there off to Haley Evans. Three-pointer. Right wing. Rim it up. No good. Rebound tipped around and controlled by the Burns Highlanders. Bringing it up now is Kyla Kino. Up to the right side to Robbins. Back to Kino. Swing it over left side. Now ball goes inside, but Madison Walker read that beautifully and broke it up, and here come the Lady Braves. Back the other way. Janisic left wing. Off to Madison Walker. Going to drive inside. Leave it for Madison Bigsby. Right side high. Now she's going to go. Show and go. Stops there. Back to Walker. Right corner. Inside the lane, cross court to Haley Evans. Tries that three-pointer left wing. It's short, no good. Rebound tip. Tried to save it was Jocelyn Janisic, but she couldn't quite catch up to the ball, and that's going to be a turnover back to Burns. 5:38 to go in the first quarter, and the Highlanders leading at 3-0. It's the Lady Braves, the team that's struggling to score here in the early going. As Burns breaks that full court pressure with ease. It's a cross-court pass over to Addie Robbins. She's going to drive to the right side. No stop. Get it back up to her teammate left side, but she lost the ball. And Haley Evans with a great job to get on the floor and get the loose ball. Here come the Lady Braves back the other way. Madison Bigsby, right wing. Back to Evans. Top of the key. Over to the corner to Madison Walker. Going to drive baseline. Pull up a little floor. Footer, and it hits it. Madison Walker loved that baseline drive. Scores it. It's 3-2. Burns still leading it by 1 with 5 minutes to go. Inside, the ball goes to the big post for the Burns Highlanders. Score it, and it's 5-2. Highlanders lead it now. That's Brooklyn Montague with the 2. Madison Walker leaves for Evans. Inside, the ball goes to Saunders. She lost it, and it come down with it is Maddie Woodbury. So here comes Burns back the other way. Stops at the right wing. Get the ball up high to Kino. Now it goes down to right. Cross court it goes. Inside it goes for Montague. Gets it back on top. The left wing inside for Kino. And we've got a foul against Banks. Ball going to stay with Burns. Foul is called on Kira Roby. Her first foul, second foul against Burns. Ball coming in high to Kino. She's going to go right down Broadway, but threw that one up and didn't get to go. Rebound to Banks and a foul called on the floor. This is going against Burns. That's going to be called against Kyla Kino. That's her first foul. 13 foul on Burns, 1 foul on Banks with 4:10 to go. Burns leading at 5-2. Madison Walker puts the ball in play. Haley Evans walks it up, leaves it for Madison Bigsby right side, holds the ball high overhead. Madison puts the ball on the floor, now stops, looking for someone to get it to, finds Saunders. Alex Saunders has it right side off to Jocelyn Janasek. Now she leaves it for Haley Evans. Cross court it goes to Bigsby. Takes a left wing three. It's rim it off, no good. Rebound right into the hands of Kino. And here comes Burns back down the other way with a 3-point lead. Kino has it between the circles, goes inside for right. It's no good. Gets her own rebound back. Still no good. Rebound to Alex Saunders. 2 opportunities there, and both failed for Burns. Here's a long court pass down to Alex Saunders. She is mugged inside, and the ball is tied up. Great job by Caitlin Harrell to tie up Saunders down low and force the alternating possession arrow, which today for Banks is an orange cone. Don't have their normal equipment. Possession arrow favors Banks, though, so they will keep the ball. Haley Evans to inbound. Gets it out high to Tyler Rose, who's checked in. No good. Gets her own long rebound and leaves for Saunders. Over to Haley Evans, left side. Now going to dribble up high. Going to dribble over to the other side now. Now gets over to Madison Walker. Straight away three is short. Rebound to Saunders. Goes back up and against the taller Harrell. And Harrell with steps inside as she got the rebound. Turns the ball over. And Banks is going to get another opportunity. Down 5-2 with 3:02 to go. Not a lot of scoring here in this first quarter. Banks trying to find get the lid off the basket. Evans gets it into Saunders at the elbow. She kicks it back to Evans. Right back to Saunders. Lost it. Turnover to Burns. Come back the other way. They get it over right. Right looking for, she is just heavily pressured by Tyler Rose. Finds some space in the lane. No good. Rebound ripped down by McKenna King to Evans. Long down court pass to Saunders. Worked all season, works there, and Saunders puts it up and in, and it's 5-4. Banks still down 1 with 2:30 to go. Full court pressure on again as Kino trying to get the ball across. Does so against Saunders. Ball goes long down court pass in the corner, no good. Rebound rejected by Saunders, and it's picked up by Kino though in the lane, no good. Rebound to McKenna King. 2:12 to go in the first quarter. Evans has it back the other way, inside for Saunders, lost it, gets it back to Rose, to Evans, to Walker, gonna drive inside, off the scoop, was bumped and fouled, and we got free throws for Madison Walker as she was fouled by Harrell. Caitlin Harrell picks up her first foul. 4th team foul on Burns, 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. The Highlanders leading at 5-4. They've led the whole way so far. Madison trying to tie it and cannot do it right there. Free throw is going to be huge tonight for Banks. Once you get into the postseason, they're always huge. Alex Saunders getting a quick blow here, as coming in for her will be the sophomore Jordan Maller. Second free throw on the way from Madison Walker. Rim it up, no good. Long rebound coming down to Burns. 5-4. They still have a 1-point lead and the ball. It's Kino working against the defensive pressure. We've got a blocking foul called on Tyler Rose. Officials making the statement they're going to call it tight right here. And, Coach Nick Rizzo for Banks asking about that call, and he basically, that's what he was told. We're going to call it tight, Coach. Sit tight. Burns with the ball. Has it right wing to right. Cross. Nice, beautiful pass inside to Kino and off the lane. Kino scores it off the window, and Burns extends their lead out to 7-4. That was beautiful. 1:26 to go. Back the other way. Banks has it. Bigsby going to drive inside. Now kick it out to Rose. Over to Walker, right side. Walker dribbles into the corner. Terminates her dribble. Cross long court pass. Bad pass. That's going to go out of bounds. It was tipped by Burns, though. Good call. Great job by Ashley Wright, though, to try and get her hand up in the passing lane and knock that ball away. Well read, but just couldn't quite get to it. Inside the ball goes to Rose, and we got a foul called inside. Officials are calling it tight, Trevor, but they're calling it both ways.
Yeah, it'd be nice to get some extra fouls on Burns and get some of their bigger players on the bench.
Been a pretty evenly called game here this first quarter. Ball goes inside to Maller. She tried to step around the defense, and the defense came up and got her with the blocking foul. But still, not a shooting foul, so Banks will inbound. Substitution coming back in for the Burns Highlanders, Caitlin Harrell, replacing Kyla Kino. Some good minutes Kino has provided. Going to get some good rest. Banks will inbound, get it on how to Rose. Over to Bigsby, back to Walker now. Madison has it way out high, run that high post. Over to Tyler Rose, inside, nice cut by Maller, but she gets it right back out to Bigsby. Nice little move up and under, but the problem is she forgot to put the ball. She took one too many steps, a little Euro step, and that's a travel. You can't do that. Turnover, back to Burns. 54.8 seconds to go in the opening quarter. Highlanders have led throughout. They lead it here 7-4. Substitutions back into the game for both sides. Haley Evans coming back in for Banks. They have the full court pressure on ball. Almost, it was sort of tipped by Saunders in back court. Tipped out of bounds, though. Full court pressure on again. 3 Lady Braves in the back court. Trying to deny the passing lane. Jocelyn Janicek again right there, knocking it out, making it really tough for Burns to inbound the ball. They lead it 7-4 with 49.7 seconds to go in the first quarter. Burns still trying to get it in. They do successfully to Cameron Vole, who's checked in. Now she's got to hurry because the count's on. Here's the double team pressure, lost the ball, and that's going to go out of bounds to Banks. Great job, great way to execution of the play by the Banks Lady Braves to stick with it, putting on the pressure and force the turnover. 41 seconds though, Lady Braves down 3. Evans will put the ball in play, gets it into Bigsby. Right corner 3 is off, no good. Rebound ripped down by Addie Robbins. Here come the Highlanders with Ashley Wright. It's over, stolen away by Bigsby. 23 seconds to go, Braves have it. See if they know that on the clock. They've had some clock issues this season. Janicek has it now, off to Haley Evans, who pass up on the 3 inside for Saunders, loses it, gets it back, and we've got a pushing foul underneath and a 1-and-1 for Saunders coming up. Great job by Saunders to just stay with it, try to go up, and drew the contact. So 9.7 seconds to go, 1-and-1 opportunity. Can cut into that lead now. That's the 7th team foul on Burns. Only 2 on Banks. First free throw is down. Alex Saunders with 3 points here in the first quarter. Cuts the lead to 2. She can cut the lead to 1, or she could intentionally miss and get a rebound and tie it. That'd be a highlight. Here's the bonus free throw. It's on the way. It's in the bucket. It's good. 2 out of 2 at the line for Alex Saunders. 4 points, 7-6. Here's the full court pressure again. Almost stolen away again by Saunders. Has it in the backcourt is Vole, and she's really got to get away from it. They're still in backcourt, and that's going to be how the quarter ends here. The first quarter ends of this 3A playoff second round game, but the Burns Highlanders clinging to a 1-point lead, 7-6 over the Banks Lady Braves. We are going to pause and take a 30-second break. You're listening to the 2023 OSAA OnPoint 3A Girls Basketball State Playoffs presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union.
For over 45 years, Pacific Office Automation has been solving problems for business owners. However, the needs of our customers and potential customers have changed dramatically over the years, so we've changed too. If you run a business and want to find out how Pacific Office Automation can help improve your business processes and costs, call us today to request a free workflow audit. Whether it's managed print services, IT services, or data security, we're here to help. PacificOffice.com. Problem solved.
Proudly serving our neighbors in Washington County since 1946, LaHaye's is your destination for locally made Letterman's jackets, custom embroidery for business apparel or a unique gift, and scouting uniforms and supplies. LaHaye's is on the corner of 3rd and Main in historic downtown Hillsboro. Open Wednesday through Friday, 10 to 6, Saturday, 10 to 4, and anytime online at lahayes.com or call us at 503-648-2341.
Away as the Burns Highlanders will get the ball to start the second quarter, and losing the ball out of bounds is Kino, but it was tipped by Banks Brave. So they will put the ball back in play underneath their own basket, 14 seconds into the second quarter. Burns 7, Banks 6. Get the ball way out high. Ooh, looks like she traveled a little bit. Nice pass inside for Harrell, and she scores it up glass. 4 points for Caitlin Harrell, and it's 9-6 Burns. They've led since the opening jump. Banks trying to get it, just trying to find their way, trying to find the ball right now, but it's another turnover in the lane. That's been the bugaboo for the Banks Lady Braves here, is turnovers, but here's a near turnover, and then now there is a turnover. Jocelyn Janisic goes and gets the ball, and she's knocked to the floor. 1-1 for the Banks Lady Braves. Kind of a good scheme for Burns, if it is a scheme, to foul and put the Braves on the line, because Trevor, quite frankly, the Banks Lady Braves lately have that's been a weakness for them at the free throw line.
Yeah, Alex Saunders, the only player that's really able to knock any free throws down for the Braves. We'll see what Jocelyn can do, but free throws are going to be big tonight.
First free throw on the way. It's in for Jocelyn. That's her first points of the night. Comes here in the second quarter. She will earn the bonus. Jocelyn's been coming on strong as of late for Banks, the junior, and this free throw is no good. Rebound ripped down by Burns. Just 1 out of 2. Still a 2-point game, though, 9-7, and here's some sloppy, careless ball handling by the Highlanders. That's one of the first of a few here. And we've got a 30-second timeout on the court. We're just going to keep it right here, a 30-second timeout. Gives us a chance to say that as the title sponsor of the OSAA State Championships, OnPoint does everything it can to help our team and community get ahead. OnPoint delivers the local banking and lending its members need to make their goals and make more possible. Visit OnPoint at onpointcu.com. OnPoint, federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Opportunity. 7:13 to go here in the second quarter. It's 9-7 in favor of the visiting team, the Burns Highlanders, trying to pull off yet another road win and get themselves onto yet another road appearance next weekend at Coos Bay North Bend.
It is.
So Banks will put the ball in play after the timeout. I think it was a 30-second timeout called by Burns, actually. Haley Evans will bring it up across the midcourt line. Now has it in between the circles. Now goes to the right side. Haley gets it into Madison Walker. Inside for Alex Saunders. Loses it. Gets it back. Tries to get it back to Walker and throws it out of bounds. Another turnover for Banks with under 7 minutes to go. And the Burns Highlanders leading it by 2, 9-7. They've led from the get-go. Here's the full court pressure put on by the Braves again, and almost another turnover by the Highlanders, but they still have the ball in back court. Need to get it across. They do so to Ashley Wright. She has it right side. Wright gets the ball cross court. It's tipped out of bounds by Madison Bigsby. Good job by Madison to get her hands up in the passing lane, but she tipped it. This time she actually tried to tip it to herself, but it still went out of bounds. Just didn't get enough height to rip up and steal the pass. Good idea, though. Ball put in play by Banks and stolen away by Saunders. Here comes Alex all the way to the rack and scores it up and in. And for the first time, 0-0. We've got a tie game with 6:35 to go, tied at 9. Burns trying to get it in, but they stepped on the out-of-bounds line. That was Harrell that time, I believe. Kira Roby, who was looking for somebody to get it into, and she lost track of where her feet were, and she stepped on the end line, and you can't do that. So that's a turnover. Madison Walker will inbound. Braves looking for the first lead. Three-pointer on the way. Rim it off, no good by Evans. Rebound by Walker in the corner. Off to Saunders. Inside for Jocelyn Janicek, and she is tied up, but Burns got the ball at the start of the quarter, so the alternating possession arrow goes back to Banks. 6:18 to go here in the second quarter. It's a 9-9 score. Off to Madison Walker. Going to drive inside. Nice little spin move, but leaves for Bigsby. Madison Bigsby off to Janicek, to Evans. Cross court to Bigsby. Thought about the three. Now going to drive inside. Goes in to the lane. Makes a nice little move. Throws it off the window. No good. And the rebound coming down to Burns. Here come the Highlanders with the ball. It is Haley Smith. And now we've got a foul. A blocking foul on Saunders. She stepped right in the front of Ashley Wright. Thought she had a charge, but nope. She was moving. Not quite set. Third team foul on Banks. First on Saunders. Wright has the ball up top for Burns now to the left side. Trying to go inside. Knocked away for a second by Walker. Burns gets it back. Ashley Wright has it in between the circles, guarded by Saunders. Now going to drive inside. Takes a little hop inside. Throws it up, no good. Gets her own rebound. Goes back up against Walker, no good. Rebound. Tries to get the ball again, and we've got a reach-in foul underneath. We'll see who they're going to get. They say 21. That's McKenna King, because there is no 21 for Burns. McKenna King, her first foul, fourth on Banks. Another opportunity for Burns here. Tied at 9 with 5:41 to go. Get it in, flipped in the air by Saunders. She knocks it away. It's a race for the loose ball, and Saunders almost won it, but she couldn't quite pick it up, and it goes out of bounds. Turnover back to Burns with 5:36 to go in a 9-9 game here in the second quarter. This is our first tie of the game. Banks has never led in this first half. Burns looking to get an inbound. It's stolen away by Saunders. Off to Haley Evans. Scooped in the hoop. No good. Rebound by Janicek. Throws it back up in. Still no good. Rebound is trying to go out of bounds to Banks, but McKenna King couldn't quite do it. And it's going to be a turnover to Burns. Looking for something to get it into. Full court pressure again by Banks. Looks like Burns going to break it this time, although the high ball out there, and it allowed Haley Evans to tie her up. And that's a dangerous move. It was a legal dribble, but it was just very high dribble, and it enabled Haley to tie up for the jump ball. So here comes Burns back the other way. Ooh, almost lost it again. Really having some issues hanging on the ball is Burns. Get some help down low. They find Hallie Hauk, who loses the ball down low, but it was tipped out of bounds off of Haley Evans, who was also on the floor yet again. So Burns, with 9 lives here, like a kitty cat, will get the ball again. Really living on the danger end. 5:07 to go, tied at 9. Addie Robbins to inbound for Burns. Find your teammate on the left corner. It's no good. Rebound to Haley Evans. And here comes, there's that long baseball court pass to Saunders, but she can't get it to go down. And the rebound coming down to Caitlin Harrell. Bringing it up now, Ashley Wright for Burns. Right side. She is hounded by Saunders and Rose. Now terminates her dribble. Inside it goes, and all she had was McKenna King. She actually threw it right to McKenna, but McKenna wasn't ready for it, and it went out of bounds. So 4:45 to go in a 9-9 game as substitutions come in for Banks. Madison Bigsby back in.
Audio.
And
we're not allowed to do video.
Jordan Mallor comes in as well.
That camera up there.
Burns to inbound. Trying to get it high to Harrell. She runs it down she put her elbows around, legal move, and just kind of got Tyler Rose, who was on her left hip, just the size differential. Tyler Rose 5'1", Caitlin Harrell 6 feet. I don't know what the heck Nick Rizzo's looking for over here, because there was no criminal intent in that. That was just a basketball move right there.
I wonder if he
just
was questioning free throws.
It was a common foul. It's an offensive foul.
Right.
There's no free throws on offensive fouls. 4:39 to go. Madison Walker has it. Just a turnover. Walker has it left wing. Off to Haley Evans in the corner. Inside from Madison Walker. Tried to turn around in the lane and lost the ball. Lost the ball. Picked up by Hallie Houck. Here come the Highlanders back the other way on the left wing. Could have called a carry that time, but here's a shot thrown up. No good. Rebound by Madison Walker. And she started to go down the court, but wise idea. Normally you don't want posts running the ball down the court. And Evans did that. Haley has it now up to Madison Walker straight away. Was thinking about the three. Tyler Rose will take the three. It's off. Rebound coming down to Madison Bigsby in the lane. Turn around in the lane, and she didn't get the shot, but she got the bump. And so Madison Bigsby going to the line, and now she has a chance. This will be 2 shots because they're in the double bonus with under 4 minutes to go. Madison Bigsby with a chance to give the Braves their first lead of the game with 3:57 to go second quarter, tied at 9. Gets really quiet all of a sudden, and the free throw is no good. Madison Bigsby is still scoreless here in the first quarter. Second free throw coming up. Takes a couple of deep knee bends and bounces. Spins the ball once, twice, 3 times. Puts it up, and it's good. First lead of the game for the Banks Lady Braves. It's 10-9. And more importantly, it's been a scoring drought for Burns here. And here's a steal in backcourt, near steal, but the Houck gets it back, or Haley Smith rather. And Banks gets it back. Bigsby has it off to Evans in between the circles. Looking towards the right, now going to go left. Going to go through the lane, throws it up, little salad shot, and it didn't get it, but she did draw iron. That's really all that was. It was an evident that she really wasn't trying to score, Trevor. She just wanted to go up and get in the act and get to the free throw line, because Haley Evans has been pretty good at the free throw line this season as well. 3:37 to go. First free throw. It's on the air. It's in the air. It's in the bucket. It's good. Eleven to 9. Banks now adding to their lead from the free throw line. Substitution in for Burns. Kyla Kino back in. Second free throw coming up for Haley Evans. Release, rotation, splash. 12-9, largest lead of the game for the Braves. Taken away in backcourt by Jordan Mallor. Put it off the window and in. Jordan Mallor with 2 points off the bench. It's 14-9. Now Burns beats the press this time, but McKenna Bigsby tried to steal the ball down the backcourt, and she got called for the bump. That's an easy call to make. 5th team foul against Banks, so Burns will put the ball back in play. First foul on McKenna Bigsby, or Madison Bigsby. Burns will put the ball back in play. Looking long, and goes, oh, right here, I got a player right in front of me, but Burns can't convert, and it adds to the scoring drought. Haley Evans back the other way, throws it up, no good. Rebound, fought for, won by Saunders. Off to Mallor. 19-footer is true. She found the bank. The Bank's open on Saturday afternoon at Banks. 16-9. That's an HD-size score right there. Ball goes stolen away by Haley Evans. Coming back the other way, bounce pass to Saunders, and that's rejected. Get that shot out of here, says Burns, and that's a turnover. 2:46 to go and counting. Back the other way to Addie Robbins. Gonna drive inside. She stopped. She traveled with a basketball. Yep. Didn't quite. She just stopped, but she didn't take the old-fashioned jump stop. And if you take the old-fashioned jump stop, you're not going to get that traveling call. But if you just come to a stop all of a sudden, that's going to read your momentum's going to carry you forward, as what happened with Addie Robinson. It's a turnover. Still stuck on that high-definition 16-9 score here in the second quarter. 2:32 to go. Banks has it off to Madison Bigsby, right wing. Out high to Saunders. Over to Janisic. Left wing three is no good. Rebound coming down to Smith. Get it to the point guard, Ashley Wright. Bringing it up, working against Saunders. Almost got bumped. No call. Wright has it, another three-pointer on the way. It's well short. Goes out of bounds. Hit the bottom of the backboard, I believe. And Nick Rizzo is lobbying with the official again, talking about post movements and bumping with the elbow to please watch that. Okay, Coach, but that can go both ways. Your girls have been bumping the Burns girls, too. 2 minutes to go. Banks has it back the other way. Janisic over to Bigsby. Cross court. Dangerous pass back to Janisic. Three-pointer no good. Rebound to Madison Walker. Goes back up. It's no good. Rebound to McKenna King. And she can't hang on to it. Goes turnover to Burns. Back the other way we go. It's Ashley Wright going to drive to the right side. Drives through two defenders. Throws it up off the window. No good. Ball. Rebound fought for on the floor. Madison Bigsby among others. And it goes out of bounds to Burns with 1:29 to go. And still on that high definition score as you see on your screen. 16-9. Banks by 7. On a 9-0 run are the Lady Braves. Cross-court pass to Madison McKenna King. Over to Madison Bigsby. Right wing, now going to drive inside. Nope, stop at the elbow. Tries to go down low to Saunders in the corner, but too wide for her, and it goes out of bounds. Turnover back to Burns with 70 seconds to go in the first half. Burns needs to get it in, and now we get a timeout called by Chris Sanders. It's a full timeout, so we'll step away as well. 1:09 to go in the second quarter. Banks on a 9-0 run. They lead it 16-9. This is the 2023 OSAA OnPoint 3A Girls Basketball State Playoffs, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union.
Dear winter, Toyota's got 20 vehicles with available all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive, and that's more than any other auto brand. From the resilient RAV4 to the all-new Crown, the sleek Camry all-wheel drive, the all-new Corolla Hybrid all-wheel drive, the rugged Tacoma, the tenacious Tundra, and the winter-ready Highlander with all-wheel drive. Hey, you bring the action, we'll bring the traction. Always Toyota. Toyota, let's go places.
Based on manufacturer's websites as of 11/21/22.
For over 45 years, Pacific Office Automation has remained locally owned and operated, supporting the community and people in places that matter. That's why Pacific Office Automation continues to sponsor the OSAA year after year. Pacific Office Automation, problem solved. Trevor, 1:09 to go before halftime. It's an HD score, 16-9. Burns will put the ball back in play after their full timeout, wanting to talk things up. And here's a steal out of that timeout by Saunders as she gets knocked into the visiting supporters section over there. And they're going to call, I think they just called it, it's just a great play. No foul call. That was just out of bounds. And so Burns will put the ball back in play on the sideline this time instead of the baseline. Still in backcourt. Still need to get the ball in. And it's stolen away by Janisic to Saunders. No good. Rebound by Janisic. She goes back up. No good. Rebound coming down to Burns. And we're going to get a reach-in foul on Alex Saunders, who doesn't like the call, but has to be restrained by Madison Bigsby. Still no free throws for Burns. It's only the 16th foul on the Lady Braves. Second personal foul on Saunders. She's going to come out and get a blow here for the last minute. Jordan Mallor back in. Ball's in backcourt. Burns still has it in backcourt. Maddie Woodbury kind of shuffled her feet. No call. Rebound almost kind of rejected by Madison Bigsby, but it knocked it out of bounds. So possession still in Burns. It's still in backcourt. So they still need to put the ball in play. Woodbury will do so, trying to get it into Hallie Hauk in backcourt. Woodbury gets the ball through the official to Hauk. Now she dribbles it across easily this time. Under 50 seconds to go. Gets it cross court to Cameron Vole. Lost the ball. Stolen away by Matler. She loses the ball into the front court. Now ball still loose. Picked up by Burns. They have it coming back the other way. Ball knocked away by Bigsby. And then picking up is Janasek. But going to get the foul on Madison Bigsby. And actually they're going to get the foul to Jocelyn Janasek, who came in late. It looked more like it was Madison Bigsby that made the initial swipe, but it's just great double team pressure there. First foul on Janasek, the 7th team foul, so 1-and-1 opportunity here for the Burns Highlanders. Chance to score finally, and they don't cash in. And the rebound to Madison Walker. Bigsby has it, back the other way, stops at the right wing. She's bumped, and that's going to be 2 free throws for Madison Bigsby. She was bumped by Maddie Woodbury. Second personal foul on Maddie Woodbury. They're over the limit here, over the double limit. Fouls, 30.2 seconds to go. Braves still leading at 16-9. Trying to get off that score, will you please? Madison Bigsby puts it up, and Reminoff off the back iron. No good for her. She's now 1 for 3 from the free throw line. Good hand for Caitlin Harrell. Some great minutes out there for Burns. She comes off, gets a breather. Second free throw on the way for Madison Bigsby. Puts it up. It's off the back of the iron. No good. Rebound ripped down to the Burns Highlanders. Still stuck on 16-9. Now we go the other way. Or the post has it for Burns off in the corner to Hauk. It's a 3-ball, and it sticks. Hallie Hauk, ring it up. 16-12, 10 seconds to go. Haley Evans back the other way. Scoop to the hoop and throws it down. Gets it to go down, and that's a good answer for the Banks Lady Braves. 18-12. Ball almost stolen by Bigsby in the backcourt, but that's it. Halftime here at Banks High School. It's the Banks Lady Braves who outscored Burns in the second quarter 12-5. They lead it 18-12 here at halftime. So one half in the books, one half, we've got another great half. Don't go away. Things are just getting good here at the Old Barn in Banks, Oregon. It's the Lady Braves 18, the Burns Highlanders 12, and halftime festivities. We're going to break away, 60-second break. This is the 2023 OSAA OnPoint 3A Girls Basketball State Playoffs, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union.
What's stopping you from going to school and learning new things? Or buying an old car to make it new again? Do you dream about building a business, exploring new places, or even buying your very first home? Whatever you're trying to do, OnPoint Community Credit Union can help you do it. With low-interest loans, credit cards, business banking, and more. OnPoint. People are the point. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
Banks Post newspaper is the official news provider of West Side's greatest hits. Listen hourly for West Side news from the Banks Post newsroom. Banks Post newspaper covers Banks, Manning, Buxton, Roy, and surrounding western Washington County communities. If you'd like more information on the Banks Post or want to pick up a copy, visit a local business today. You can also visit their website at bankspost.com or their Facebook page, Banks Post. Dear style, efficiency, and performance, glad we're on the same team this season and every season. Let's keep huddling up and going for it. Toyota, let's go places. And you can also stay connected to your favorite team with the OSAA Live mobile app. OSAA Live features the latest scores, schedules, and rankings for all teams and leagues across the state of Oregon. You can access OSAA state championship programs, read the latest prep news and information by searching OSAA Live in the App Store or on Google Play to download today. As we come back here from our first break at halftime with Burns an 18-12 halftime lead, here's the voice of the Banks Lady Braves, Jonathan Lee.
Well, thank you, Trevor. And just a wild action. It really took the Lady Braves a long time to finally start scoring a little bit. After they only held to 6 points in the first quarter, down 7-6 at the end of the quarter. But then, Burns kind of hit a little bit of a run there. Went through a scoring drought. The Lady Braves able to kind of get back, inch their way back, and I do mean inch their way back, getting to a tie and getting into the lead via the free throw line. So literally, they worked their way back into the game, back into the lead, one by one. That's 1 point for free throws, and actually went on a 9-0 run as it kind of went out there and got out to a 9-point lead at 16-7 and settling for the 18-12 lead here at intermission. But after being outscored 7-6, they outscored Burns 12-5 in the second quarter. Trevor and I have been calling the Banks games all season long. For those of you who may be tuning in from Burns or from other parts of the state, we welcome you here to this OSAA OnPoint Community Credit Union 3A girls basketball game. Thanks for joining us on this Saturday afternoon. Much warmer day here in the Portland metro area. Probably also there in Burns as well. Pretty much the whole state of Oregon and the whole country really this week has just been hit with winter weather. Even California, Trevor, got some winter weather, got some snow down in sunny SoCal. It was more like snowy SoCal this week.
Yeah, our game here, we were a little bit worried about the size of Burns coming into this game, and early on, I think that's what helped Burns get out to the early lead. But once the officials started calling things close, Banks able to play a little bit more aggressive. Burns picked up some fouls, and really I think if Banks had made their free throws, this could easily be a double-digit lead at halftime.
Well, let's talk about what's at stake for both of these teams. Of course, they've got another 16 minutes to play of this second-round game. Banks on top 18-12, but the winner of this game will advance to the out of the A bracket, and they have the other game that's going on just started about 3 o'clock this afternoon over in North Portland. That game is also on the A bracket. That is Lakeview. The Lakeview Honkers from Southern Oregon taking on De La Salle North Catholic, who actually won the Lewis and Clark League tournament. They beat Westside Christian, who I believe was the first seed coming into that tournament, right, Trevor?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, and they actually hosted the De La Salle North Catholic hosted that tournament, so they got to play in the championship game and took that. So they got the automatic berth that way with the number one seed. Really kind of hosed some teams, Trevor, because I know we were looking at Banks, coming in with one of the strongest leagues in the league. I think that win by De La Salle North Catholic and maybe some others really kind of put Neocani on the screws, because they were we had them pegged to be the at-large team.
Well, Horizon Christian knocked off Valley Catholic earlier in the week, and we talked about, we weren't sure if that was a league tournament game. Turned out it was, and that put Horizon Christian in as a guaranteed spot from the Lewis and Clark League, which bumped Valley Catholic above Neocani for the at-large berth, which eliminated Neocani from the girls' state playoffs. So tough break for the Lady Pirates of Rockaway, but a great season for Riverdale and Neocani as well in Coastal Range League play this year. Arguably one of the toughest leagues in 3A girls basketball this season.
Yeah, and of course all those we talked about, all those schools that Trevor mentioning there, Horizon Christian and Valley Catholic, they're all in that Lewis and Clark League tournament. So some crazy things coming out of the Lewis and Clark League tournament. But anyways, getting into that bracket, those two winners will advance to Thursday afternoon at 1:30 at North Bend High School in the one quarterfinal game. The other game in that bracket, you look at the B bracket. This is all on OSAA.org. That B bracket, what I was trying to say earlier is that B bracket, Banks has played 3 of the 4 teams in that bracket this season and has won. The only team they have not played in that bracket is Vail, who's the 12 seed. They're playing at Santiam Christian. That game is tonight at 6 o'clock in Adair Village, just south of Corvallis, so down there in Beaver Country. Then, of course, also going on this afternoon, Valley Catholic, 13 seed. They're at the number 4 seed Amity. So that's in the Salem area. They didn't get as much snow as we did. It's still everyone kind of playing on the same day. The only ones not was Sutherland played last night, played Jefferson, and won 52-36. So Sutherland has punched their ticket to the South Coast next weekend. The last team that will punch their ticket, Trevor, is the team that technically is the first seed from the Coastal Range League. It's the Corbett Cardinals. They will host Coquille on Monday night at 6. But, of course, Corbett being out there in the Columbia River Gorge, they were the last ones to warm up out of this whole cold spell. So very good reason why they're not playing until Monday night at 6 o'clock. So that pretty much sets the scene of what's at stake. We're about ready for the second half as both teams are now just getting back out on the court. The Banks Lady Braves leading it against the Burns Highlanders 18-12. We'll take another break and be back for the second half. After we do this, you're listening to the OSAA OnPoint Community Credit Union 3A Girls Basketball Tournament presented by OnPoint.
Do you or someone you know own a business? As a local business ourselves, we know how important daily operations are, which is why we offer small dollar business loans for equipment, building upgrades, machinery, and more. The credit union even provides employee benefits for business members. Learn more at wanafcu.org or ask to speak with a commercial team member today. Again, to learn more, visit wanafcu.org.
Visit Main Street Pizza in Banks, located next to Jim's Market, for the best pizza in Washington County. From loaded hot baked subs to a Main Street special pizza piled high, we will satisfy your pizza cravings. We've been serving and supporting the Banks community since 1986. Open daily at 11 a.m. Call ahead now to place your order at 503-324-5858 or follow us on Facebook to see our daily lunch specials. Mention this radio ad and receive $2 off any Main Street pizza.
16 minutes down, 16 minutes to go, and the start of the second is underway. Banks going left to right as we view things. They lead it by 6. Haley Evans, a three-pointer right wing, no good. Rebound coming down to the Burns Highlanders, and they will control with their first possession of the second half. It is Kyla Kino going all the way, but she walked with the basketball. So it's a turnover this time by the Burns Highlanders, and some little miscommunications, I think, perhaps between Akino and her coach. Chris Sanders is kind of talking, getting on the same page. A little 2-3 zone, half-court zone shown here by the Highlanders against the Braves. Bigsby has it over to Madison Walker. Now fakes, now going to go left side to Evans, off to Saunders, who really needs to get going, but she airballed the shot, and it's a rebound to the Burns Highlanders. They have been coming back the other way. Ooh, three-pointer attempt by Wright, but no good, and Addie Robbins has it. Back off to right wing, hounded by Saunders. That's a good matchup. Now she's going to get it over her teammate, and we got a kickball. Kickball, one of the Braves called for a kickball, so Woodburn will put the ball back in play, and that's going to be Maddie Woodbury that'll do the honors. Baseline, gets it up to Akino. Now she skips it to Ashley Wright, almost lost it, but gets it back. Good job to stay with it. Going to go inside, pulls up 18-footer. It's no good. Long Karen come down to Janicek for a second, lost it, and it goes back to Woodbury. And Wright has it. Going to pull up a long three, top of the key, and hits it. That was a long three for girls basketball. And Ashley Wright hits her second triple of the game, and it cuts the lead in half to 3. Here's Alex Saunders going to go baseline, doesn't get it to go down, and rebound coming down to Ashley Wright. And here come the Burns Highlanders, 6:26 to go, down 3, 18-15. Gets it up to Woodbury, ball stolen away by Evans, and yeah, she put it in the backcourt. It's going to be a turnover anyways, but she did step on the baseline as the official astutely points to the baseline, says right there, you turned it over. 6:21 to go, Banks leading at 18-15. Burns with the ball. Woodbury gets the ball in play to Akino. Goes inside, loses the ball. Ball still loose, and it goes out of bounds. And I think that's Banks' ball. I think it came off of a Burns player, and it is. As she just she lost the ball, she watched it go out of bounds, and I'm like, I'd follow that ball because I think you touched it last. And it did. So that's the kind of thing that'll give Chris Sanders nightmares. So Banks has the ball. Janicek inside for Saunders in the lane. Beautiful pass, but that's a C for the finish. Another missed lay-in for the Braves. Under 6 to go, 18-15. Door still open for Burns. Goes inside with Wright, and she banks it in. Nice little jump stop by Ashley Wright in the lane and banks it in. And Burns moves closer, 18-17. Ball here's a takeaway by the Highlanders. They've got numbers, but ball tipped away by Haley Evans, and wow, they're going to get her. They're going to get her for reaching in. Can't really see it. The backside official had a better angle than I, so I'll take his word for it. 5:41 to go. Foul is on Haley Evans, her first. Get it inside, does Burns. Now inside, a little stutter step in the lane. Ball kind of rejected for a second by Banks, but it was just a pass, and it also goes out of bounds. And so it's all for naught because Burns has the ball. They'll put the ball back in play with Ashley Wright. Gets it way in high to Kino. Back to Wright, down low, working against Saunders. Takes the spin move, up and in. Beautiful play by Ashley Wright. She is on a personal 7-0 run that has now given the Highlanders the lead at 19-18. And Nick Rizzo might want to get a timeout here soon because he's seeing this thing slip away from his Banks Lady Braves. Walker down low to Janicek, and she traveled the basketball. Had the ideas of a three. Go, I'm going to drive inside, traveled. And, Nick Rizzo, what are you waiting for? You might want to call a timeout, buddy, because your team is slipping away. And, yep, here it comes right now. That's a timeout. He waited a little bit too long, though, but Ashley Wright on a personal 7-0 run, and the Burns Highlanders have charged back from 6 points down at halftime to take a 1-point lead. They say undefeated is the Banks Braves here at home. Ha! We got that. We knocked out Brookings Harbor on Tuesday night. We're going to do the same thing here. And right now they're on their way. 5:11 to go in the third quarter. It's 19-18. I think it was a full timeout. No, it's a 30-second timeout, so we keep it right here. But Burns Highlanders got that momentum, and it sucked the life out of the home crowd. Home-standing Banks Braves here. But one thing, if you're for Banks, if you've seen their seasons this year, they've been in some close ball games. They won a close ball game at Sandy M. Christian. They won a close ball game here against Corbett in a game much like this. And, Trevor, this game feels like that game.
Yeah, very low scoring. Could come all the way down to the wire.
And it could come down to free throws, and, well, we know about that. Nice hustle by Saunders to knock the ball away on the pass, but knocked it right back to her own bench. And so Burns will put the ball in play. Maddie Woodbury will do so. Full court pressure put on by the Lady Braves, as customary. They get the ball inside. The ball stolen away by Madison Walker, and then she gets knocked to the floor unintentionally by Kino. So that's a foul on Burns. That is their first foul. One foul each here in the second half. Late arriving student section for Banks. Good to see them completely filled up now. Banks down by 1 with 5 minutes to go. Haley Evans puts her fist up, calls the play out. Off to Janicek, right corner. Bounce pass to Walker off the glass and got it. She got that ball to go around every inch of the rim and got it to go down. And Braves back in front 20-19. Ooh, good job to hold the pivot foot by Worrell. I think the hometown crowd wanted to travel, but I don't know what game they're watching. That's a beautiful lay-in right down the lane by Akino, and she gets it to go down and scores it. Kyla Kino. It's 21-20. I'm not talking about the year, which would be in the future. Of course, if you looked at it the other way, it's 2021. Still not talking about the year. 4:31 to go. And Burns has the ball back, trying to put it in play. Full court. Off to Ashley Wright in backcourt. Working against Bigsby. Bumped by Bigsby, no call. Goes back the other way. Burns breaks the pressure this time with Woodbury. Now she holds up her dribble. Needs somebody to get it off to. Close to 5. Ball stolen away by Haley Evans, and it goes out of bounds to Banks. 4:16 to go. Burns 21. Banks 20. Substitution coming in for the Lady Braves. It's McKenna King. Also Jordan Maller, who provided some good minutes in the second quarter, coming in for Janisek and Saunders. Not really on their game here for the Braves here tonight. Particularly Saunders, but Jordan Maller has been off the bench. Great spark. Haley Evans gets it inside to Walker, fakes one way, goes the other, and banks it in. Madison Walker, that's 2 good points inside from Madison Walker, and boosts the lead to 4 for Banks, 22-21. Another near travel in back court by Robbins, no call. Ball poked out of bounds by Haley Evans again. Jordan Maller also in there. Under 4 minutes to go. Banks 22. Burns 21. 4 minutes to go in the third quarter, that is. Burns to inbound. Get it into Harrell. Way out high. Picked up by Maller. Over to Robbins. To the corner it goes. A three-pointer, no good. Rebound McKenna King. Off to Haley Evans. She brings it up as Burns gets back to set up their defense. Evans inside to Walker, and that was sort of a bad pass. It was in traffic, and Madison really had no chance to get to that, but a foul is going to be called on Kyla Kino. It's going to go on Caitlin Harrell. Substitutions, Cameron Volk checks back in for Burns. Back in that 2-3 zone. It goes into Madison Bigsby off to Haley Evans. Three-pointer, rimming off, no good. A good look, but just wouldn't drop. A rebound coming down to Kara Goss. Burns has the other way, and Wright puts it up. It's no good. Rebound Harrell inside, puts it back up, no good. Rebound Madison Walker, and hanging on the basketball was Ashley Wright, who's really working hard, and that's going to be an alternating possession arrow. So that's going to keep the ball this way. Checking back in, Maddie Woodbury for Burns, replacing Caitlin Harrell. 22-21 to go. Get the ball in play to Vol. She loses the ball. Haley Evans comes up with it, has the ball on the floor, needs some help. Goes out of bounds, and it's going to go back to Burns. Yeah, Haley Evans had the ball. She was on her knees and was over there in the corner in no man's land, as it's called, and just nobody around her and needed help and couldn't find any. Turned it over. But here's a turnover back the other way as Burns can't get it. Well, it looks like it might have been tipped. Yep, they said it was tipped by a Brave. Hallie Houck checking back in the game for Burns, replacing Cameron Pohl. Houck trying to go to Houck, but Maller steals or Tyler Rose leaping up in the air to knock it away, but goes out of bounds. Maddie Woodbury with football back in play for Burns. 3:01 to go. Banks leading 22-21. They do get it into Ashley Wright in backcourt, hounded by Maller and Rose. Maller gets her hands in there, steals it, and then she gets knocked to the floor. A little bit too anxious on that jump ball. She was just hanging on for dear life, just wouldn't let go. And yeah, that's, if anything, I would have called that a foul on Jordan Maller for being a little bit too aggressive. See, calm down there a little bit, youngin'. Just a sophomore. That sophomore energy. But it's a turnover back to Banks. Haley Evans will walk it up across the timeline off to Tyler Rose, right wing. On top to Maller. Back over to Rose, right wing. Inside for Saunders and way past Alex. She had no shot to get at that ball and goes out of bounds. The longer you let a team like Burns hang into the game, the more confidence it gives to that team, and they think that they can beat you. Keep that in mind. Here's a travel in backcourt as Kara Bodley Goss, trying to read the scorecard. Kara Bodley Goss came to a stop and couldn't hold her balance and walked for the basketball. So Tyler Rose to Evans, off to McKenna King. Now back on top, good ball movement by the Lady Braves. It goes to Evans now, right wing inside for Saunders, and she is met by two defenders immediately, and we're going to get a bump. One of those two defenders bumped her on the arm. And that's going to be Brooklyn Montague, her first foul. 13th foul on Burns. 2:22 to go. Banks leading at 22-21. Ball comes into Saunders. She missed another inside lay-in. Another rebound ripped down by Ashley Wright. She goes the other way. That should be they get a charge. That's a bad call. That's a big break for Banks because that should have been a blocking foul. And still Burns basketball. Burns not liking the call. I don't blame them because that was a bad call. That was a break, Banks. Sometimes you get those breaks. When you're number one in the state, you get those breaks. And Banks got one of those breaks right there, Trevor. Not set. To be a charge, you got to be set, and she was not set. She got there too late. .212 to go. We got a foul called on Brooklyn Montague, her second, and Alex Saunders going to the free throw line. These are not automatic. Case in point, I'll let the reaction from the crowd tell you the result of that. Missed it. Second free throw. Again, not automatic. It's up and it's off the front of the iron. 0 for 2 is Saunders, and she's the best free throw shooter this team has for Banks. Ball goes, another turnover in the lane for the Braves. Things got real quiet all of a sudden. Braves still leading by 1, under 2 minutes to go, and here's don't know where that pass was going. Airmail in the corner. Burns is trying to lobby that it was tipped. And now the officials are going to get together and talk about it. That's good teamwork. And they come together and they make an agreement and say it's Banks ball. Good teamwork by the officials to come together and talk it out. I think they kind of they probably looked like Larry Moe and Curley, and, you got it. But they decided it's Banks ball. Haley Evans come back the other way, gets the screen, half screen from Saunders. Now cross-court pass to Janicic, up to Walker. Top of the key, back over to Jocelyn, inside for Saunders. Back out to Haley Evans, good look at a three, and ring it up! Haley Evans, money ball right there. And the lead is up to 4 for Banks. 90 seconds to go, third quarter. Trying to get into the front court. Burns does, but here's the ball poked away from behind by Madison Bigsby. Banks turning up the defense. Now, here's the question for Burns, Trevor. Once Banks turns up the defense, how do you react?
Well, they're probably going to try to get the ball down into their post players because Banks really can't. I'll let you explain that one. Tried to inbound it and inbounded it directly off the back of the backboard, which is in place, which goes out of bounds back to Banks.
Not the intended result of that play, and Banks gets the ball back. Let's see if they can seize the opportunity. That's really what's going to be about for Banks. Here's another three-point attempt on the way, and it's good. String music for Haley Evans. Back-to-back triples, and the way this game is gone, that might be a backbreaker for Burns. And there's another turnover again by Goss. Not called, though. She did walk. I don't think she really kept her pivot foot, but we go back the other way with Hallie Hauk dribbling it out on top. Leaves for Woodbury right side. Woodbury stops now. Back to Hauk. Takes a long three-pointer right side. Rim it off, no good. Rebound tipped around, out of bounds to Banks. 41.4 seconds to go. Banks leading at 28-21 on a 6-0 Haley Evans run after back-to-back triples for Haley Evans, which gives her 10 points in the game with 2 triples. Haley Hauk will come out for Burns. Replacing her is Cameron Vole. 40 seconds and counting to go in the third quarter. Been a great game. Banks leading 28-21. Evans gets it across in the front court. Janicic right side, bounce pass inside for Saunders. Pumps once and goes up twice and missed it again. Too many missed lay-ins. But back comes Burns the other way. Bumping out front is Wright. Now going to go to the right side. Pulls up inside the elbow and left it short. Rebound tipped around, won by Woodbury. Throws it up, no good. Rebound came right to Madison Walker and lost it. Evans gets it, loses it, gets it back. 7 seconds to go. Off to Madison Walker, right wing three, and it's short. Well short. Rebound coming down to the Burns Highlanders, and that's it. In three quarters in the books, 24 minutes. We are left with 8 minutes to find who is going to Coos Bay North Bend to play next Thursday. Banks Lady Braves 28, The Burns Hilanders 21. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout. You're listening to the OSAA OnPoint Community Credit Union 3A Girls Basketball State Tournament Playoffs. Presented by OnPoint.
For over 45 years, Pacific Office Automation has been solving problems for business owners. However, the needs of our customers and potential customers have changed dramatically over the years, so we've changed too. If you run a business and want to find out how Pacific Office Automation can help improve your business processes and costs, call us today to request a free workflow audit. Whether it's managed print services, IT services, or data security, we're here to help. PacificOffice.com. Problem solved.
OnPoint Community Credit Union is a proud sponsor of the OSAA State Championship. OnPoint is Oregon's largest locally headquartered credit union, serving more than 503,000 members. Visit onpointcu.com. OnPoint is federally insured by NCUA Equal Housing Opportunity. OnPoint, because people are the point. The OSAA is going digital with Hometown Ticketing, the official ticketing partner of the OSAA. You can access tickets for all first round through state championship events. And back to the action here as we get set for the fourth quarter here. Banks leading at 28-21. Burns will get the ball. They go right to left. They start with the possession, down by a touchdown to the Lady Braves. Ashley Wright pulls up in the lane. No good. Rebound coming down to Kino, and she got bumped on the way back up. See who the foul's going to be on. It's going to be on Haley Evans. 23. Haley Evans, her second foul. Second team foul this half on the Lady Braves. Free throw is on the way and down for Kino. Kyla Kino. Kino with 5 points today. Second free throw, rimming around, no good. Rebound, Madison Walker. Haley Evans controls. 7:45 to go and counting in the fourth quarter. 28-22. Braves by 6. 2-3 zone again. Applied by Burns. The ball goes inside for Saunders, and she didn't want to. She didn't want to stay with the idea. She wanted to travel with it. 7:38 to go. Turnover to Burns. They lead by 6, or they trail by 6. Here's a full court pressure. Ball almost stolen back court by Bigsby. Burns trying to get it across. They do so with Kino. Kino almost lost it, controls it, stops, right wing. Leads it off, gets it back at the right elbow. Now it goes out to Woodbury. She gets over to Vol, right wing. Vol inside for Harrell, working against Walker. Has the size advantage, goes up, but no good. Right to Haley Evans. Coming up on 7 minutes to go in the quarter. Ahead to Bigsby. Goes inside against the taller defender. No good. Rebound ripped down by Caitlin Harrell. And controls, bringing it up, is Maddie Woodbury. She gets it ahead to Hauk. Over to Vol. Inside, the ball goes to Kino, one of the 6-footers for Burns. Kino loses the ball, but it's going to stay with Burns as the ball was tipped by a Brave. Throwing the ball back in to Kino. It was tipped on the way up, but out of bounds. So Burns will get another crack at it with 6:44 to go in the fourth quarter. Kino will put the ball back in play. No, yeah. And the ball is loose, and we got another whistle. Not sure what they called there, but it's going to stay with Burns.
Kickball, I think.
That's the most important thing. Burns will put it back in play. High arching, and Saunders tried to go for it, but Kino won it. Gets it down low. Nice pass inside. Goes up and gets the contact. And it's going to be free throws coming up here for Burns with Ashley Wright. Foul. Taking forever to, looks like it was Madison Walker, her second foul. Free throw is on the way, good for Ashley Wright. Ashley Wright with now 8 points in the half for the Burns Highlanders. being a state tournament game, we also select 2 heroes of the game. And she's on the way to do that with now 9 points in the half for the Highlanders, keeping them in the game. It's 28-24 Banks, 6.5 minutes to go in the game. Janicek has it up to, now they swing the ball around to Bigsby left side. Madison gets over to Evans, over to Madison Walker, to Jocelyn Janicek, inside for Walker, spins, tries to go up, and she thought about the end result but lost it. Now Bigsby, three-pointer from the corner, it's no good, and the rebound ripped down by Akaino. She's going back the other way, all the way down Broadway, lays it up and in! Akaino! And it's a 2-point game for the Burns. Highlanders are in it. 28-26. Madison Walker, right corner to Bigsby. Swing it up to Evans. In between the circles, now inside for Madison Walker and loses it, but they're going to call a jump ball. And the possession arrow favors Banks, so they will keep it with 5:49 to go in the game. 28-26. What's at stake? Both of these teams fighting to get to Coos Bay North Bend on Thursday. Jocelyn Janicek, right wing from the 3, and it doesn't go, but they called a foul. Ooh, that is a huge call. Jocelyn Janicek will have 3 free throws, but again, for the Banks Braves, those free throws not automatic, Trevor.
Yeah, they could easily have a 10-point lead right now if they've missed probably 20 points worth of layups.
Free throw for Janicek is good. For the Banks Braves, that's got to be a good feeling to see those free throws go down. That's 1. She's got 2 more to go. Second one, release, rotation, splash. Calmly sinks the second free throw. 30-26 now. This is money in the bank for Banks. No pun intended. Third free throw, splash. Jocelyn hits them all, and a 30-second timeout called on the floor. We're just going to hold it right here. 30-second timeout, 5:46 to go in the fourth quarter. Banks 31 and Burns 26. The OSAA is going digital with Hometown Ticketing, the official ticketing partner of the OSAA. Access tickets to all first round through state championship events. Visit the OSAA website at OSAA Live app. Order your tickets in advance and present your digital ticket at the gate. Convenient, paperless, and easy to use. Visit osaa.org/tickets.
OSAA Today is your spot for all high school state championship coverage. From news, stories, coaches, polls, and more. Get it all by visiting OSAA Today. Go to osaa.org/today.
5:46 to go, fourth quarter. Ball in backcourt. It's picked up by Jocelyn Janicek, and she loses it. Picked up by Saunders off to Evans, right wing 3, rim it off, heat check, and the rebound coming down to Harrell, and we've got a foul called on the Banks Lady Braves inside. Foul is going to be called on Alex Saunders. That's her 3rd foul, first of the half. 4th team foul on Banks, although I think it should be 5 now because they did have 4. So putting the ball back in play is Burns. Down 5. They do get it in play to Kaino. Dribbles her way through traffic into the front court. Pulls up at the free throw line. Nice pass inside. Leaves it for Ashley Wright. Score it. Ashley Wright with 11 points in the quarter, and Banks has no answer for Ashley Wright in the second half. 31-28. 3-point lead for the Braves. Rebound to Walker. Puts it back up and in. Madison Walker has an answer in back the other way. 33-28. Ashley Wright, easily a player of the game. Banks wanted an offensive charge. Not going to get it. They shouldn't get it. It wasn't a charge. Bounce pass inside to Caitlin Harrell. Puts it up and in. Caitlin Harrell scores, and it's a 3-point game. Haley Evans driving back the other way, throws it up, and it's totally evident. I'm going to go down there. I'm not going to look to score. I'm just going to throw the ball up like I'm trying to score and get the foul, and gets the foul. It's a great play. She had no intent to score. It's just like, I'm going to race down there, beat everybody down. I know I got a trailer, throw it up. It's a great plan.
Well, she also had Madison Bigsby wide open in the corner, too.
First free throw is in. And it's a great plan because Haley can knock her free throws down. One of the few Braves that can and has this game. 4:46 to go. A full timeout on the floor with one free throw to go. And we will step aside as well. This is the OSAA OnPoint Community Credit Union 3A Girls Basketball State Championship event presented by OnPoint. Back in 30 seconds.
Dear winner, Toyota's got 20 vehicles with available all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive. And that's more than any other auto brand. From the resilient RAV4 to the all-new Crown, the sleek Camry all-wheel drive, the all-new Corolla Hybrid all-wheel drive, the rugged Tacoma, the tenacious Tundra, and the winter-ready Highlander with all-wheel drive. Hey, you bring the action, we'll bring the traction. Always Toyota. Toyota, let's go places.
Based on manufacturer's websites as of 11/21/22.
I wish I could just, I wish they could turn this song up a little bit longer here at Banks High School. It's the greatest end of the game. You hear this historically in all the stadiums. You're getting the baseball stadium. You hear it towards the end of the game. Sweet Caroline.
Speaking of baseball, Banks High School baseball will get started with 5 in a row. 4 of those against former Coapa League rivals. Starting Wednesday the 15th at the first 5 home games at Hillsborough Stadium. Now back to Jonathan Lee.
Looking to put more money in the banks. More money in the bank are the Lady Braves with Haley Evans sink one free throw, trying to sink the second with a 34-30 lead, and does just so, just like that. Calmly, cool, calm, collected. Haley with 8 points in the quarter. Here's a near steal by Banks, but they're going to get Tyler Rose. No, it's a kick ball. It's not a foul. It's a kick ball. So it's just out of bounds for Burns. They'll put the ball up at half court with 4:41 to go, down 5, 35-30. Near steal by Jordan Mallard. Now the ball's poked away again. Now there is a steal by Tyler Rose. Here's Evans ahead to Jordan Mallard, running the floor. She stopped, let everybody clear, but then missed the lay-in, throws it back up, and it's missed it again, but she's going to get 2 free throws as she absorbed the contact. A golden opportunity for maybe even a 3-point play if she knocks it down. But, hey, she's still going to get 2 free throws and a chance to pad the 5-point lead with under 4.5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. The foul is called on Ashley Wright, her 3rd foul. Big foul. First free throw by Jordan, skips off the rim and doesn't go down. Jordan has played some great minutes here tonight for the Lady Braves off of the bench. She's got 6 points in a game off the bench for the sophomore. Second free throw on the way. It's off the back of the iron. Rebound ripped down by Kino. Here comes Burns back the other way. Goes to Hauk. Now cross court over to Wright. Hot hand, but there's a heat check. Gets her own rebound. Pulls up from the free throw line. No good. Rebound tipped out of bounds of Banks, and it goes to Burns with 4:12 to go. Burns another opportunity to cut into this 5-point lead. Down 35-30 after leading the entire first quarter. Here's a steal on the inbound pass by Tyler Rose. One-on-one the other way. Get that weak sauce out of here. Great rejection by Kino. Tyler Rose goes up the 5'1" Rose, and then of course you got the 6-foot Kino and said, no, not in my house. Get that out of here. Sends it back to the student section. Haley Evans has it left wing. On top to Jordan Mallard. Ooh, got away with a travel, but gets it off to Tyler Rose. Now cross court to Evans. Going to go inside. Back out to Tyler Rose. Wide open 3 is no good. Not close. Rebound Hauk. And Burns, with under 4 minutes to go, down 5, have another chance to make this a game again. Ooh, I'm getting flashbacks of Corbett. Deeply. Hauk has it. Works it back outside to Akino. No good. Rebound Haley Evans. 3:32 and counting to go. Evans brings it up. Banks leading by 5. Jordan Mallard hopped with it. I was about ready to say hopped with it and got away with it, but the officials saw it just after I did, and yep, that's a turnover. Banks shooting themselves in the foot here with turnovers, Trevor.
Yeah, 2-possession game with possessions at a premium. If they're able to hold next time down and then bring the ball back up, I would think about working some clock.
Kino has it, loses it. We got a tie up right there in front of the scorer's table. And Nick Rizzo's working for a technical foul right now, arguing with the officials. Probably talking about asking them if they can come up to his house and do some yard work. I'm sure that's what he's asking them about. 3:20 to go. Maddie Woodbury gets in and play to right, working against Saunders. Now she leaves it. Oh, nice ball movement by Burns, but they didn't. They got the 10-cent finish. And here's another turnover in backcourt. Janisic has it on her knees, and she was fouled. Real sloppy action here in the last couple of minutes. Really been sloppy the whole game like this. Low-scoring game that pretty much favors, I think, Burns. Tyler Rose will check back in for Banks, replacing Madison Bigsby, who reluctantly comes off the floor. But, yeah, it's been that kind of game. Beaten, battered, and bruised of the Lady Braves, but trying to get into it. Foul called on Ashley Wright, her fourth, and Jocelyn Janisic sinks her fourth free throw. Sinks her fifth free throw. Another steal by the Braves, and it's stolen it right back as Burns. It's a jump ball possession arrow favoring Banks. With 3:04 to go, Lady Braves just 1 out of 2 from the line that time. Or hit both of their free throws to increase the lead back to 7, 37-30. Haley Evans put the ball in play, out high to Janisic. Inside for King. Now goes to Saunders, loses the ball out of bounds as she slipped on the slippery surface here at Banks High School. It's been a reoccurring theme all season long at Banks for some odd reason. Here comes Burns back the other way. Kino going all the way in against Saunders. No good. Or against Evans. Rebound tipped out to for the shot. No good. Rebound coming down the corner to Harrell, but she lost it out of bounds. Turnover to Banks. 2:46 to go. Madison Walker checks back in, replacing Tyler Rose. Straight up size replacement there. 2:45 to go. Little token pressure put on by Maddie Woodbury against Evans. Haley wins that one. Leaves for Walker in the corner. 70-footer, no good. Rebound to Harrell. And Wright has it in backcourt. Hounded. Now gets some help from Hauk. Gets it across the midcourt line, or that's Kino rather. In the corner it goes to Wright. Three-pointer, corner pocket! 37-33. When the Burns Highlanders need a bucket, they lean on Ashley Wright, and she delivers there. Full timeout will step aside for 30 seconds. This is the 2023 OSAA OnPoint Class 3A Girls Basketball State Playoffs presented by OnPoint.
Scoggins Creek Coffee is proud to offer delicious hot drinks and delectable breakfast items too. Visit their 2 locations in Gaston and Yamhill Carlton. Open 7 days a week, Mondays through Saturdays until 5 and Sundays until 3. Make sure to ask about their weekly specials and visit their Facebook page. Scoggins Creek Coffee, 503-985-3483.
.2:16 to go in the game. The joint is jumping here at Banks High School. The Lady Braves clinging to a 4-point lead, 37-33. But Burns not letting Banks get anything easy. They are keeping the pressure. Ashley Wright, Trevor, 14 points in the second half. Banks coming out a little, they'll get the ball. Inbounding full court. 2:10 and counting to go in the game. Banks leading by 4 with the ball. Possession arrow favors Burns. Janasek to Evans. Has the ball high overhead. Surveying the 2-3 zone defense. Off to Janasek. Working against Hauk. Now back to Evans. Hauk following the ball. 2-3 matchup zone. Now up to Janasek. Hauk with her hands on the ball. Trying to foul, obviously, because they want to foul to stop the clock and send Banks to the free throw line. It's a good plan because Banks, some of them haven't been able to hit a free throw to save their lives.
But this is the person you want at the free
But
throw
Jocelyn
line.
Janasek is the best free throw shooter at the line. They fouled the wrong person. 1:49 to go. Money in the bank. That's 5 straight free throws for Jocelyn. 1:49 to go. A 5-point lead for Banks. Free throw also good. Jocelyn has had all of her points from the free throw line tonight. 39-33. 6-point game. 3-pointer on the way by Wright. It's no good. Rebound by Walker, but she had Kino all over her back. I mean, she was like, yeah, it's going to go to Banks anyways, but, I mean, she had an extra backpack, and her name was Kyla Kino. Evans has it in the back court. Gets bumped out front. Burns wants a charge called. They might have a case, actually. That's a 5th foul on Maddie Woodbury. Great game from Maddie Woodbury. Addie Robbins checking in for Burns. 1:32 to go. Haley Evans, another good Banks Brave to have at the free throw line. First free throw on the way. Right through. That is exactly why she's a good person to have at the line. Haley Evans, one of the leading scorers for the Braves. 40-33, 7-point game. And the free throw is not good off the iron. 1:29 to go. Back the other way is Burns. Little steal, travel no good by Kino. Got away with the travel. And we got another travel on the floor. Easy to do when you're on the floor and you're trying to get the ball away and you roll around. We got a timeout on the floor. It is a full timeout, so we'll step aside after this. It's 1:22 to go. 82 seconds to go, 40-33 Banks. This is the OSAA 3A Girls Basketball State Playoffs presented by OnPoint.
Specialty Screen Printing in Yamhill offers your business the creativity and expertise to print your logo on a variety of items. Owners Ken and Linda Johnson have 40 years of experience on industrial parts and every type of material, including ceramic tile. Their fast service can have your project done in less than a week. Visit their website, specialtyscreenprinting.com, to see for yourself how they can help you boost your company's marketing and industrial screen printing needs. Call 971-998-9274 or visit their website, specialtyscreenprinting.com.
Want to stay in shape, be involved in a sport you love, and earn money in the process? Become an athletic official. There's a shortage of officials, especially for spring sports in Oregon, and we need you now more than ever. Visit osaa.org/officials for more information and to get started.
Thank you, Trevor. 82 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. Banks clinging to a 40-33 lead. They've led since taking the lead in the second quarter. Here's a three-pointer put up, not close, by Addie Robbins. But Burns has the ball and has this shot go off the side of the backboard. But Kino gets it back, puts it back up and in, banks it in. Kyla Kino. Between Kino and Ashley Wright, it's keeping Burns in the game. They're down within 5 now, but 60 seconds to go. They need to be fouling. Janasek has the ball, And Banks knows that. They're just going to work it up. And actually, Janisic traveled with the basketball, but I think there was a foul. So a break for Banks. There was a bump before that, but then after that, she took a couple extra steps. But Janisic going to be at the free throw line. I'm not saying it. 54.9 seconds to go. It's 40-35. 2 free throws. Right through. Eight straight free throws for Jocelyn Janisic. 41-35, 6-point lead. Second free throw right through. Winning it from the free throw line. I said come down to free throws. Here we go. Right wing for Burns. Pulls up is Kino. It's no good. Or Ashley Wright, rather. Get another foul in backcourt. Hackabrave is on here in the fourth quarter as Burns just needs to stop the clock. Down 7 with 45 seconds to go, and that's the 5th foul on Ashley Wright. Gets a hug from her coaches. She was fouled out of the ball game, and wow, what a game for Ashley Wright. If it wasn't for Ashley, Burns would have been left for dead in the second half. She led them back in this game, give them a chance. Madison Walker with 2 free throws and misses the first. Madison's missed some lay-ins tonight, too. Gonna need to clean up those. Looks like they're gonna get to Coos Bay North Bend, but they're gonna need to clean those up. Second free throw is good. 43-35, it's an 8-point game. This was the score that Burns beat Brookings Harbor by on Tuesday. Now they have it right wing. 34 seconds to go. 3-pointer on the way for Kino. No good. Rebound pulled down by Caitlin Harrell, but a foul called underneath. I think it's against Harrell. He said that she used her elbows to come down on the rebound, but now there's a little pause. Chris Sanders, the coach for Burns, is wanting an explanation here. And now we get a technical foul from the assistant coach, and I would too, because that was a basketball play. I wouldn't have called that a foul at all. That was garbage. Really the first garbage call we've seen tonight by the officials. You like a fair played game, and that's not fair play when you're making fundamental mistakes. But hey, there are people, the players make fundamental mistakes, and the officials can make fundamental mistakes too. They're human. Can't say I disagree with the Burns officials, or the Burns coaches on that one. But technical foul. And sometimes coaches, that's just the thing, sometimes coaches will get technical fouls because they want them, because they want to charge up their team. But with 31 seconds to go, and another thing is just let your teammates know that you got their back. Free throws really not good for McKenna King. Missed both of those free throws. That was for the foul. These are for the technicals by Haley Evans. And that one's good. And the second free throw, also good. 10-point lead for the Lady Braves, and they will also get the ball with 31.1 seconds to go. Up by 10, 45-35. Remember, first quarter, Braves did not lead at all in the first quarter, but they stayed with it and hung tough. They did get down to within 1. Haley Evans has it in backcourt, under 30 seconds to go. If I'm Burns, I wouldn't foul here at all. Really no reason to foul. You're down 10 and there's a foul. But you're down 10 with 20 seconds to go. There's not a 10-point play in basketball. Not that I'm aware of. Are you aware of a 10-point play, Trevor?
No, and their best three-point shooter, I think it was Ashley Wright, fouled out earlier in the game too. So
But more, it's free throw practice for Banks, though, I guess, on the one hand. And Madison Bigsby will be at the line. Everything gets quiet, but she still missed the free throw.
Has she scored tonight?
I think she has scored. Second free throw off the front of the iron. No good. She does have 6 points tonight. Ball inside. Nice ball movement for Burns as they're playing hard right to the final whistle. And you'll have to see that as Kate Harrell that scores. Not going to quit, but that's going to be it. That's the game. The Banks Lady Braves are headed for Coos Bay North Bend on Thursday night. They will play the winner of De La Salle North Catholic and the 9th seed Lakeview Honkers. That game will be Thursday afternoon at 1:30. Our final score, the Banks Lady Braves, they finished undefeated this season at Banks High School. Nobody has beaten them. Teams have come close. Burns gave them a good run today. Corbett gave them a very good run. But Banks won 43-41. Undefeated here at Banks High School for the entire season. That's awesome, Trevor.
Yeah, really the only team able to beat them so far has been Corbett twice. Their only 2 losses of the season. And Burns gave them a hard fight, especially early, using their size to take an early lead. Banks kind of inched their way back in and then kind of took over in the second half.
Yeah, hit their free throws down the stretch and put money in the bank. The final score, 45-37. The Banks Lady Braves victorious, getting out to now 23-2 for the season, or 25-2 for the season, headed to Coos Bay, North Bend, the south coast of Oregon. And this will unfortunately be the last time we can actually contractually do a game, as the NFHS will take over at that point.
Yeah, we'll have one more game tonight on the boys' side, but for girls, that'll be our final broadcast of the season. And then after our second game tonight, our next broadcast will be baseball, March 15th from Hillsborough Stadium, as the Braves will host Astoria to open their 3A run at OSAA baseball in the state of Oregon. We're going to take a quick, just a second.
For over 45 years, Pacific Office Automation has remained locally owned and operated, supporting the community and the people and places that matter. That's why Pacific Office Automation continues to sponsor the OSAA year after year. Pacific Office Automation, problem solved. This is the 2023 OSAA Girls Basketball High School State Playoffs, presented by OnPoint.
There's a new premier fiber internet provider in Vernonia featuring friendly and helpful customer service. Sign up with Gorge Networks today for symmetrical speed fiber internet, 300 meg or 1 gig speeds with managed Wi-Fi included in the low monthly price. No contracts or price increases. Refer a friend and get a free month of service. Make the switch to Gorge Networks today. Call 541-436-0223. You can also email us at sales@gorge.net.
What's stopping you from going to school and learning new things? Or buying an old car to make it new again? Do you dream about building a business, exploring new places, or even buying your very first home? Whatever you're trying to do, OnPoint Community Credit Union can help you do it. With low-interest loans, credit cards, business banking, and more. OnPoint. People are the point. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
Final score 45-37. The Lady Braves won it by 8 over the Burns Hilanders. Good fight by Burns. They really brought it tonight. They, like you said, Trevor, they used their size in the first quarter, and then in the second half, they trailed there at halftime 18-12. But then it was Ashley Wright who fueled her own personal 7-0 run, 7 of her 14 points in the second quarter to get the Burns Highlanders back on top at 19-18, but then Banks really settled down, and a couple of big threes by Haley Evans really changed the complexion of this game. back-to-back threes, and then free throws down the end by Jocelyn Janicek. Really a couple players for Banks that you could give them heroes of the game, but I think really we just kind of said it there with that analysis right there of how this game settled out. And our heroes of the game for of course, the state playoffs, we'd like to give it to one of each side. And heroes of the game for the Burns Highlanders, it is Ashley Wright, 16 points in the game, 14 of those in the second half. And for the Banks Braves, Trevor, the hero of the game, Haley Evans.
Yeah, Haley and Jocelyn especially in the second half with made like 8 or 9 free throws at the end to put this game away, but great effort from Burns to come in. Made probably one of the longest road trips in the state for 3A girls basketball playoffs, and had a lead for much of the first half, and Banks able to just hit some free throws down the stretch to kind of put Burns away late as we get ready for our second broadcast.
Well, that's going to do it for us for this season. Been a fun ride for the Banks Lady Braves, and we will try to get down next weekend to definitely support the Lady Braves at Coos Bay North Bend as they fight for the state championship here in their first year in their 3A girls basketball and send these seniors out in style. But they're going to need to clean up some work inside, take care of the low post play, and finish some lay-ins down low and hit more free throws, more work. We've seen Banks do that earlier this season. They have hit their free throws. They need to get back to doing that consistently if they're going to be successful and beat teams like Sutherland, Corbett, and even Amity, who they did beat earlier this year. It was a game kind of like this game. So, but if you're going to beat Sutherland or Corbett, you definitely got to knock down some free throws. Final score here tonight, Banks Lady Braves 45 and the Burns Highlanders 37. Game number 2 of our doubleheader coming up. It's you can just back out of where you got this feed, and if you go to westsidesgreatesthits.com, you can just click over and click the Banks Boys basketball link or Banks Boys link, and you'll find the link for the boys basketball game. For Trevor Beard, I'm Jonathan Lee. So long from Banks High School. Lady Braves win it 45-37.